Model 5, Lecture 5, Closing a Deal, Reaching an Agreement. Closing a deal can be extremely hard because it is the conclusion of the whole negotiating process. Many people focus on getting the result and so rush through the negotiation process. It is like someone wants to build a house by just throwing pieces of wood and nails together. It doesn't work that way. You need a serious process and there are things you need to do before others. Don't commit too early. Most people commit too early or try to push for a commitment too early, ignoring the negotiation process and therefore making mistakes along the way, which makes commitment on the other side harder. If you just come along and push for a commitment fast, the likely result is that if the other person isn't on the same wavelength, and usually they will not be because of the complexity of the discussion, as there are so many different outcomes that have in mind. They will probably be a little scared of you pushing down the road too fast and will back away, which will make commitment a lot harder. Instead of pushing for an early commitment, business should seek a better path so that commitment becomes a natural consequences and closing the deal is easier. Stage 1, Bridge, Relationship and Communications. Stage 2, Substance, Interest, Options, Legitimacy. Stage 3, Decision Making, Alternatives, Commitment. First, the bridge. Effects on the relationship between the parties and their communications. It is basically building a solid relationship with the other person. It doesn't have to be a long-term relationship, just a solid relationship for the transaction you are about to perform. If you don't know where you are trying to go together, if you don't know what you need to talk about before and after, the likelihood that you will miss or skip some steps is very high, so you will want to figure out those early on. Second, the substance of the negotiations, the point at which the value of the deal would be created and captured. This involves the interests of the parties in terms of what they will be trying to get out of the works as well as the options, but it also involves legitimacy. Third, the decision-making stage at which you will either close or lose the deal. You will only get a commitment if you are offering a better deal than the other party can get elsewhere, and what involves having a good understanding of the other party's options. It is very important to understand those as well, so you can put a proposal on the table that will lead them towards a commitment. In order to build an agreement, you need to be capable of converting general statements into specific ones. Negotiators should understand that at this point of the negotiations, the process of bargaining is over. They should focus on making an agreement built on an unbiased, and precise vision of the consensus. While doing this, they must be careful enough to not give something up carelessly, but not paying enough attention to their agreement. If you by mistake think that the negotiation has solved all of the problems in a deal, then you may encounter a nasty shock when the agreement will be formalized. Here there are some techniques to use in the negotiation process to ensure that both parties sustain their agreements. Burning bridges. Ensure there is no way that either party will back out of the negotiation. Evidence stream. Show whoever you negotiate with that the change they want to take place is happening. Golden handcuffs. Keep key people in the process around with deployed rewards. Involvement. Give each person who is important to the negotiation an important role. Reward alignment. Align the rewards with the desired behavior or actions that you want to see take place. Rites of passage. Use formal rituals to confirm change is taking place. They will differ depending on the type and form of negotiations that you are executing. The closing portion of the negotiation process signals that you are moving towards a complete solution and getting ready to close the final deal. During this, you will agree on details and confirm the agreement. Usually, when you confirm the agreement, you will sign a legitimate contract. However, closing a negotiation deal can also be shaking hands or agreeing to what has been said. Keep your words. The final phase of the negotiation process deals with sustaining your terms of the agreement. It's sustaining your agreement. You ensure that the commitment stays close and each party adheres towards the promise. Make sure both parties keep their promises and are ready to renegotiate if need be. Thank you for your attention.